So as you can see, it's a bit of a mess, because this is where I'll put all my modelling junk on this side of the desk. It's blurry as hell. Yeah, like I said, because it's a fixed focus. It's focused right now for close-up. So, bear with me. So anyway, as a bit of background, I collect Warhammer 40k models. I also have some bolt action stuff lying around, which is another game called Bolt Action, and I have a few Age of Sigmar bits, but I've not really done anything with them. And I also play X-Wing and Shadespire. However, most of my models are 40k ones, and basically, I've been collecting these for quite a while now, and I build them and I paint them myself, and I play games with them every Thursday. Like this Thursday, I'm going down to my local GW store to play a game or two. Of 40k, I don't know which army I'm going to bring down with me, but it should be fun. And yeah, every time I bring this up, someone's like, "Oh, could you show us some of your models and stuff like that?" So basically, what I decided to do was, right, fuck it. What I'll do then is on some of the streams, I will show off some of the models while we're taking a break and show you guys what I'm working on and that sort of thing. So this is, take a look at this, right? So this guy I did earlier this week. Get him zoomed in there for you. There you go. This dude is from, I don't think this focus is quite right. Stand by. It's a little bit wobbly. Maybe I'll do it. I've done it the right direction. No, I think I've made it worse. Damn it. I need to figure out which direction. There we go. That's better. All right. So there you are. So this guy, basically what I started doing this month was I started working on a new army, and that's these guys. I had a bunch of Space Marines left over from the starter box set for 8th edition with the Dark Imperium set, and this is one of them. And what I decided to do is I wanted to build a brand new army, a brand new Space Marine army, which I completely made up the color scheme in the background for them and stuff all by myself, instead of using one of the existing ones, which is what most of my other armies are. Because the armies I have currently are Space Wolves, Iron Warriors. I have some Orks. I've got some World Eaters. I've got Imperial Guard, and I got some Salamanders knocking around as well. But they're all kind of, with the exception of my Imperial Guard, although they don't have a very creative paint job, they're all Space Wolves are awesome. I like you already, Jay. That is the correct answer. Space Wolves are indeed awesome. But they're all existing like paint schemes and stuff, whereas I wanted to come up with something brand new that I'd made all myself. And so that's these guys that you're looking at right here. With this paint scheme I came up with myself in one of those sort of paint scheme generating program type things that you can get to test out color schemes before you actually paint a model. And that's these guys. So, which I'm quite happy with, to be honest with you. I agonized over the paint color, like the color scheme, for ages, and eventually I settled on what I thought I wanted, and then I got to actually painting them, and then I ended up changing it slightly during the painting process as well, and this was the end result, and I'm actually really happy with it. Although one thing I still need to do with all these guys is I need to drill out the barrels on the guns. Unfortunately, however, I've lost my drill bits, my hand drill, so I can't do that until I get some more. But yeah, it's on my to-do list. But this guy's the sergeant for the first squad. He doesn't have a helmet on because it's on his his belt there. No Ultramarines, you make me proud. Well, these guys use Ultramarine chapter tactics from the rulebook, though, so they're kind of Ultramarines, but not at the same time. Because honestly, the Ultramarine chapter tactics are the best ones at the minute, so yeah. So this guy's kind of... I didn't have much of a choice with this one, because this is how he looks out of the box. With the others, what I've done is I chopped the heads off and I replaced them with other ones that I had lying around. But this guy, because he's got the helmet on his belt, I couldn't put another helmet on him, otherwise it would look dumb. Like he's got 2 helmets for some stupid reason. So that was like a no-go. That wasn't going to happen. So this guy, I stuck a bare head on him and just decided, right, he was the cranky old veteran sergeant with grey hair. He's pointing and yelling. But normally, what the rest of my sergeants look like is this. Hold on. This is the Hellblaster sergeant I've done already. Just stick him on here so you can get a good look at him. There we go. Normally what my sergeants look like, though, is they have these Centurion helmet type things going on. So this is what they normally look like. Just try and get this. There we go. So to try and differentiate them a bit, because normally what all the codex like standard rulebook paint jobs is they just paint the helmet a different color or something like that, put a stripe on it, which is I thought was like really boring. So I decided to. I had a look around and I had a bunch of these Centurion style sort of plumed helmets lying around. And I thought, fuck it, you know what? I'll go for a kind of Roman theme with these guys, and that's what I decided to do. So. So my sergeants basically look like Roman centurions, which I think is pretty cool. It fits the sort of theme I wanted to go with for these guys. I have some sort of wolf pelts and stuff as well, both from spare Space Wolf bits and also these extra parts from Cromlech. Here we go. Like shoulder pads and stuff. If you look at those. They're extra resin bits, basically. And I got them because... You know how, like, Roman standard bearers, like, in the legions and stuff, would, like, wear wolf helmet type things and stuff, and wolf pelts and stuff. I decided that's what I wanted to do with these guys. Partially because I had a bunch of Space Wolf bits left over anyway, because I've got loads of Space Wolves, and also because I thought it would just be kind of cool. So, yeah, anyway. So that's what sergeants normally look like. What they will look like. The eyes on the helmets, by the way, if you're curious, and the plasma, glowing blue plasma bit on the plasma gun, the way I actually did those is I painted it white with white paint in each case, and then I just put layers of gloss on top. So, can I actually wave my mouse around on here? I can point at stuff with my mouse. That's epic. So the blue bit here, what I did is I carefully like painted this white, leaving the dark bits in between the ribs. And then I got the Guilliman Blue, I think it's called, that Citadel do, the Guilliman Blue ink gloss wash, or whatever it is, and then just put loaded that on top of it. And what it gives you is this bright blue effect, like it's glowing. And I did the same thing with the eyes. I just put a load of bloodletter on it, which is what it's called, like the red gloss. I did that for the eyes. And it gives you a sort of like glowing bright eye lenses effect as opposed to the sort of standard one that they do in all the painting guides, where you just paint it red and then you put a white dot in the corner and then an orange bit at the other side and blah, blah, blah. So, oh yeah, the grass. Yeah, I always, if I can, I put grass on the bases. And it just because it makes them look better and it's super fucking easy to do because all you do is you buy one of these. You just buy a box of this crap. These Citadel Midland Tufts or whatever, and what you get is you get these, and then you open it up. Come on, there it is. And then inside you just get a plastic sheet with a load of grass tufts on them, which already have sticky glue bits on the bottom of them, and all you do is you just peel them off. and then you stick it on the base, and then that's it, job done. It takes like 2 seconds, and you immediately make the base look 10 times better. Like, why would you not do it? You thought it was from my lawn or something? Oh, no. No. Sticking real grass on the base wouldn't really work, because it would look too big. So, somebody just subbed, and it didn't pop up because I didn't add Twitch alerts to this page. Freed2768, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Managed to keep up on it this time. Cheers, dude. Appreciate it. Yeah, I need to add the Twitch alerts thing to this camera screen. So, but yeah. You can buy a big sort of spice bottle full of fake grass too if you... Yeah, you can get... These are tufts, but you can also get what's called flock, which is like little tiny bits of like fake grass. And what you do is you essentially put down a load of like glue on the base, and then you sprinkle that stuff on it, and then then you've got like little bits of grass. I'll see if I can... Hang on a minute. I've got a few salamanders that have got flock on the bases in addition to grass tufts. I'll see if I can find one so I can show you what I'm talking about. My salamanders are not painted as well as these guys. These are the latest things that I've done. Using a kind of my new painting method. Because my older miniatures, they're more by the book, so you've got edge highlights on them and they look very clean and shiny for the most part. Whereas these new guys, I went out of my way. Let me see if I can find another one here. Whereas with these new guys, I went out of my way to make them look kind of dirty, like covered in muck and with paint chips all over them and stuff like that, like they'd actually been in battle for a while. Right, Cole, cheers, dude. Yeah, I know you're a couple of hours ahead of me time zone-wise, so I don't blame you, dude. It's a weeknight. Go get your beauty sleep, man. This guy is one of the 2 lieutenants I've done, as an example. He's one of the sort of like sub-commander guys. I've got in boxes still unbuilt. This guy, I'm really pleased with this guy, because I don't know if you can see on the camera what I did with his eyes. Like, I did it so the pupils on his eyes are looking in the direction that he's shooting, even though the head's not pointed in that direction. I really like this guy. And the lightning effect on the power sword I'm quite pleased with too, but yeah. Yeah, so like as you can see, like he looks all battle damaged and worn and stuff like that. And I haven't put a lot of edge highlights on him. In fact, I don't think I've put any edge highlights on them. What I've done is I've effectively done paint chips instead of edge highlighting them. So it brings out the details, but in a way that looks realistic to me, instead of the slightly more cartoonish approach that the GW painters, the official ones, do. Which is what I used to do with most of my other guys. Like, if you look at my Space Wolves and my Salamanders, they're all squeaky clean without any real battle damage, and they're all covered in like cartoony edge highlights and stuff. So, yeah. How long does a model take to paint? It depends on the model, to be honest with you. These guys are pretty quick, because what you do is you just spray them with a grey primer. You spray them with this stuff here. Hold on. There you go. Mechanicus Standard Grey. You spray them with this shit. And then, because the entire model's already grey, the primary colour of the armour is already done for you. And then what you do, basically, is you paint in all the metal bits. So, like, all the underarm bits and stuff like that. The gun, the sword, and that sort of shit. You paint in the black bits, like the rims around the shoulder pads, the entire shoulder pad on this side, and the backpack bits and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. And then the gold bits as well. And then all you do then is you cover it in a shade wash. So what I do with these guys is just to make them look extra mucky and dirty, is I use Nuln Oil. So I cover them in Nuln Oil and then wipe off excess bits so that it's not too extreme. I use a bottle of, where is it, this stuff? Nuln Oil. So I use that. It's this black inky stuff that you can cover them in, and basically what it does is it sinks into all the gaps in the armor and stuff like that and makes them look more detailed. So use some of that. And then when that's dried, you use some of this stuff, Agrax Earthshade. It's the same stuff except it's a more brown color and it makes them look dirty. when you cover them in this stuff, basically. It makes them look all mucky. I've got some Iron Warriors, and I just fucking cover them in this stuff, like constantly just throw buckets of this stuff at them. That and some sepia-coloured stuff as well to make them look oily. Because my Iron Warriors look extra dirty. As they should, because they're a bunch of siege guys who are constantly covered in mud all the time. But yeah, in fact, I've got some in progress guys here. Actually, let me just show you. I was doing these earlier today. They're not finished yet. There you go. This guy's half done. So this guy, as you can see, I've done the black, the metal bits, the brown bits for his like you know, his bags and stuff and his holster, and the gold on his chest piece, and the gun, obviously. But as you can see, I've not done the purity seals yet. I've not done the eye pieces, and I haven't done any of the weathering and paint chips and stuff. So he's like work in progress, and I haven't done the glowing like screen thing he's got on his wrist there. So he's halfway done, more or less. And to do them like that doesn't take too long. You can do a squad of 5. If you've got an entire like afternoon and evening to sit down and do it, you can get a squad of 5 of these guys done in a day using that method, basically. But it depends. More models are detailed than others. You know, some are easy to do, some are more difficult to do. These guys, I picked a paint scheme for them deliberately that both looked nice, but was also really fast to paint. So yeah. Or a neighbour of yours used to spray paint his 40k models outside of his apartment. Hold stairway smells for days afterwards. Yeah, it's pretty stinky stuff. Like, luckily, I've got access to a studio, where I can do it in there. I can just seal it off from the rest of the house and open a window, and it's fine. But yeah, that stuff stinks. You want somewhere that's at least a bit ventilated, and if not, then at the very fucking least, wear a mask of some description, you know. But yeah, so anyway, here we go. I was going to show you some flock versus actual grass tufts. So this guy, it's one of my older salamanders. His paint job is not quite so good. It's weird, actually. Like up close on the camera, they have this almost stippling effect, and I think it's because of the sharpness setting on the camera. They don't actually look like that. But yeah, as you can see, his paint job is not quite so brilliant. Especially when you look at it up really close. I mean, it's great. It's perfectly fine for tabletop, where you're not really paying that close attention to him. But yeah, you can see he doesn't look as fantastic. But you can see on the base, these little bits here, these shorter bits, that's flock. That's the stuff that you get in a bag, basically. Versus next to it, you've got the actual tufts of grass. So you see the difference. But yeah, that's one of my old salamanders. So what kind of paint is it? Yeah, it's acrylic. They're all acrylic paints. Back in the day when I used to do Airfix models, we used to use enamels, which you had to use terps to clean your brushes and all sorts of messy shit like that. And I'm kind of glad those days are gone now, really. But yeah. So yeah, most of my old salamanders aren't so great, to be honest with you. I got some land raiders that I'm quite proud of, mind you. Let's see. Oh, that's going to show up on the camera. Whoa, yeah, okay. Yeah, I got some land raiders like this one, my salamanders, that I'm quite pleased with still. These guys look pretty good. And it's rattling around in there. But yeah, they're not bad. Land Raider Redeemer with the massive flame cannons on the side. So these guys are pretty cool. But the actual infantry guys are not particularly brilliantly painted. However, what I do have, one of my favourite models, is this guy, this Salamander Captain here. This model I got for free, if I recall correctly. I won it. It's a limited edition Primaris Space Marine Captain, who I painted up as one of my Salamanders. And I'm pretty pleased with this guy, and you could probably guess why. I'm quite fond of this fella. Even if I sold all my Salamanders, because to be honest with you, I don't use them very often. Even if I sold them all, I'd keep this guy, because I still think he looks awesome. But yeah, you can see edge highlights for days on this guy, so... It's got Vulcan written on the shoulder pad bit there. The cloak's always kind of been a bit of a letdown for me, to be honest with you. I like the inside of it, where it had the flame effect on it, but the back of it's sort of just black and doesn't look brilliant. But hey, fuck it, never mind. It's not going to win any Golden Demon awards, but still, I'm quite happy with it. I spent like a good couple of weeks on this guy, on and off painting. I wasn't like solidly painting him for 2 weeks, but yeah, over the course of about 2 weeks, I kept coming back to him and painting him and stuff. So yeah, quite pleased with this guy. He doesn't get much use on the tabletop, though, I have to admit. But hey. How much money did you spend? Dude, like I don't even want to even guess how much money I've probably spent on 40k minis. It's probably a scary amount over the years. But, you know, it's a hobby. It's what you do, I suppose, isn't it? With hobbies, you spend money on them. I never did get around to putting a Salamander logo on his other shoulder pad. That kind of annoys me too. I should really do that at some point, but anyway, yeah. So he's pretty cool. I like him. Do I have a Salamander contingent to go with him? Yeah, I've got a bunch of Salamanders. Like I said, I just showed you that Land Raider. I've got some Terminators as well. I got some Land Speeders. I got this funky Dreadnought conversion, which I did not actually do. This guy. I didn't build him. But, yeah, he's got this crazy ass. He's actually, like, one of his claws is missing there, which is really annoying. But, yeah, this fucking ironclad Dreadnought with a massive hammer thing. That's pretty nuts. I got a shitload of drop pods, which are all useless in this edition, because drop pods are rubbish in 40k 8th edition, because they're way overcosted. And I've got Vulcan Heastan with his spear. I got this guy too. With his spear and his Power Fist gauntlet-y thing with a flamethrower built into it, because of course he has. Salamanders, man. They're nut jobs, but I love them anyway. But he's alright. He's a big stonking great metal miniature that weighs a ton. And paint keeps chipping off him as well. It's annoying. Metal minis, man. They're annoying. They're an actual pain in the arse. I'm glad that GW doesn't really make them anymore. They do resin instead. And unfortunately the resin's a bit shit too, but it's still not as bad as metal. So. Some orcs. I got 2 orcs on my desk at the minute. I got this lunatic. Here we go. I got this loony here. He's not amazingly painted, but you know, you don't need them to be amazingly painted with orcs, because you're going to have like hundreds of the little fuckers on the desk at once. And you know, as they say, quantity has a quality all of its own, so, you know, but here he is. Sort of Darth Maul thing going on with the double-ended axe, which is pretty funny. And I got the War Boss, who I haven't based yet. I still haven't based him yet. I really should. Yeah, it's Mr. Wazgob with his purple squig. He's painted up in the Dawn of War campaign Orcs color scheme, actually, with the khaki and red, so I think canonically they're supposed to be blood axes, but yeah, until the Orc Codex comes out and they actually get rules for the blood axes, that means precisely jack shit, so they're just generic orcs for now. If you want something chaosy, I've got 2 chaosy things on my desk at the minute. I've got Abaddon, which is an old miniature, which I bought on eBay, this guy, and repainted him a bit. But unfortunately, the old Abaddon resin miniature is a bit rubbish. So there's a limited amount I could do with it. At some point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy another resin Abaddon kit and another plastic Chaos Lord box, and I'm going to basically try and kit bash / convert my own version of Abaddon the Despoiler, because I don't like his regular model here. I like the base with the skulls on it and stuff. That's half the reason I bought the little guy. But yeah, the actual model himself is not the best, really. It's just really old and desperately needs an update, but Games Workshop are too lazy to do it, apparently. Yeah, anyway. So there's him. And I got this Demon Prince, which isn't finished yet. I've been working on this guy for a while, like, on and off. This guy is a converted Demon Prince of Khorne. He is converted using... the main body is from an Age of Sigmar Korgorath, because I had a copy of the Age of Sigmar starter box knocking around somewhere, and I wasn't going to do anything with the Khorne guys in it, so I took the body of the Korgorath, and I green stuffed a Demon Prince arm with the axe onto it, and the Demon Prince head, and a pair of wings, which I think are from a Tyrannid Hive Tyrant, but I'm not sure. They were just from my bits box full of random crap that I managed to get off people and stuff. But I think the wings might be from a Tyrannid Hive Tyrant, and I green stuffed them onto him as well. So he's this big-ass Demon Prince. As you can see, there's a little Terminator on the base that's been eviscerated. Blood and guts and stuff coming out the back of him. So yeah, that's still he's painting. This guy's not really finished yet, but he's getting there. You can see the back if you like. It looks a bit messier at the back because of the green stuff, but it's still not bad. I don't think, anyway. It's all right for a conversion job. Just decided to do in my spare time. Super Satan, yeah. So, this guy hangs around with my Iron Warriors quite a lot. So, if I ever need some, like, big monster support that can fly around the battlefield and smash things with his axe, this is the guy I bring. So... Although, really, one of these days I should bloody finish him. All I need to do, really, is these leather bits. And then the base. And I think he's more or less finished at that point. I mean, I'm still not 100% happy with the axe. I think I could do something better with that, honestly. I don't know, maybe some sort of glowing flame effect on it or something. I'm not sure, but... yeah, for now it's not bad, I suppose. Yeah. That's him. What else have I got here? Let's see. Someone wanted to see some Imperial Guard. I think I've got some. I got tanks. I got a lot of tanks. Most of them aren't really finished paint job wise yet. I got them to what I call tabletop standard, whereby they look okay enough for it to go on the gaming table, but they're not really finished. So I got this Leman Russ tank here, for example, which I use as a stand-in for Knight Commander Pask normally. He's the Leman Russ, who hits on a 2+ in combat and is generally pretty epic. So he's got the Hunter Killer Missile, he's got the dude sat out the top. He's got the equipped currently with the Punisher Gatling Cannon, which is really, really good, in my opinion. And I got the Sponsons, which have weapons that slot into it, depending on what I want to use for the list I'm building. I don't glue them in, I just slot them in. So, how many armies do I have? Too many. Way too many. To the point where I'm starting to think I might sell one of them. But yeah. That's one of me tanks. I got a super heavy tag. If you want to go really stupidly huge, I've got 2 super heavies. I got a Stormlord and I got a Baneblade. The Stormlord's away in his case at the minute, but this is the Baneblade. It's fucking huge. It's so big I can't fit it all onto the camera at once. That's how big this bastard is. And also, this is broken. This needs fixing. somehow. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to do that because I think I've lost the the hatch cover, so I'm going to figure something out with that. But yeah, it's the Bane Blade. It's stupid, ridiculous big. And everybody hates me every time I bring one of these things to a game because they're almost unkillable. They are so cheesy. They are epic. They are fucking awesome. But they are cheesy as hell. And yeah, so I try not to bring them that often, because if you keep bringing one of these things, someone is inevitably going to turn up with Magnus the Red or Mortarion or something annoying like that to try and counter it, and that's just plain annoying. So, so usually I just if I've got the case, the space free in my case, my carry case, I will substitute this guy with like 3 more Layman Rust tanks or something. But yeah. What else I got? Let's see. I got some Space Wolf stuff. I got this Storm Wolf. Now this, I did not paint this. I bought this along with a few other Space Wolf bits from a guy on eBay who, as it turns out, follows this very Twitch channel. Because he saw my eBay username after I bid on his stuff. And he sent me a message basically saying, Are you Sorcerer Dave by any chance? I was like, yeah, the very same. And he was like, dude, I watch your YouTube channel and your Twitch channel and stuff. And I was like, well, holy shit, small world. So I didn't paint this. This guy did. A fan of this very channel. It'd be amazing if he was watching right now, actually. But yeah, here's your Storm Wolf, dude. If you're there, I've taken very good care of it. I mean, to be fair, it's been blown up by the tower a couple of times, but still, it's kicked some ass, nevertheless. I usually stuff it full of Wolfen, to be honest with you, and just catapult it towards the nearest enemy unit. But yeah, it's really good. It's painted so beautifully. I love it. A worthy purchase, for sure. I've got another Storm Wolf that I still need to build at some point, and I'm going to do it so that hopefully it matches this one. So I got a pair of, like a twin pair of Storm Wolves. Storm Wolves even. Durr. Wolfen. Digger knobs. Yeah. I got a unit of Wolfen around here somewhere. They're not terribly well painted though, I'm afraid, so apologies. Kind of awkward models. They're difficult to build and they're difficult to paint as well. Let's see. I got a bunch of Space Wolves of various paint quality. Here's Olaf. Olaf One Eye, my Wolf Lord. He's the dude in charge of my Space Wolves when Logan Grimnar's not around anyway. This guy, the base model, including the custom sculpted head with this massive beard. Look at it. I got this guy on eBay and then completely repainted him, basically. And this guy's called Olaf. Olaf One Eye, because if you look very closely, you can see he's blind in one eye. He's got a little scar. So he is quite a dude. This dude, he has taken a few scalps in his time. He has killed some fairly famous characters in 40k and lived to tell the tale with his frost axe and his storm shield here. He's originally, I think it's a Crom Dragon Gaze model, but with the head replaced, and I chopped off the pistol arm and gave him the storm shield instead. So that is a badass axe. Yeah, it is pretty good. Although I have to admit, I'm thinking of replacing it with a sword, because the Space Wolves get this relic called the Kraken Bone Sword, which looks really, really good, and I'd quite like to give it to him. So I might end up giving him a fancy bone sword instead of the axe, but I don't know yet. We'll see. To be honest, I'd rather wait till the actual full Space Wolf Codex comes out, just in case they get an epic axe as well, in addition to the sword. Because in that way, I could just give him the badass axe, and we're all good. So that's a real mead drinking Nord, yeah. This guy You will probably see in action. I don't know if any of you follow Winter's SEO on YouTube, but he is a 40k YouTuber who records battle reports and other stuff. And I'm on January the 20th. I'm going down to play a game with him, and I'm almost 99% certain I'm bringing my Space Wolves. So you may be able to see on his video when it comes out. I don't know exactly when it'll come out. Probably like maybe a few weeks after we actually play and record the game itself. But I will obviously throw up a link and stuff to it once it's out there. But yeah, you may be able to see in a video Olaf kicking ass in person and taking names as he generally tends to do. So looking forward to that. Should be good fun. But yeah. Because I'd love to do bat reps myself. I just don't currently have the facilities for it. Actually, no, I do have the facilities for it. I have a spare room, and I have enough scenery and game mats and stuff to make it happen. The problem is I lack a regular supply of experienced players to do to film the bat reps with. That's the problem. They're the guys who frequent my local shop, my local GW store, but they very rarely have fully painted armies. That's the problem. And what you need really to make bat reps of any decent quality, you need a regular supply of experienced players with fully painted armies that look good on the table. And that I do not have access to at the moment, unfortunately. So no bat reps for me. I could probably do some tabletop simulator bat reps, which is something I wouldn't mind doing at some point. But that's a different thing. So, but anyway, there's Olaf. You checked the channel since I mentioned it. Yeah, good. But yeah, there's Olaf. He's a badass. And hopefully you'll get to see him on Winter's channel in the new year at some point. Should be good fun. Let's see. What else have I got? I've got a whole big, huge box of Space Wolves here. My Space Wolves are a mix, basically, of second-hand stuff from eBay and stuff that I painted myself. This guy, for example, this is another eBay one, this Wolfguard Terminator. This guy, this is one of the first Space Wolves I got. Because when I originally got my Space Wolves, it was at a time when I didn't literally have time to build and paint a bunch of new models, but I had been thinking about getting some Space Wolves, and then I saw these guys pop up on eBay at a bargain price. So I bought a whole army of the little buggers, and that was where my Space Wolves obsession was born from, essentially. And this was one of the guys I originally got, this Wolfguard Terminator here. So he's pretty cool. I'm in the process of rebasing all of them so that they have the same bases. At the moment, I'm basically just giving them a brown sort of muddy base with some grass tufts sticking out of it for all of them, so that they all look a bit more uniform, a little less ragtag. I named him Olaf One Eye purely because when I got him, on his shoulder pad, the actual name on his shoulder pad was written as Olaf. And he had one eye, like he had a scar where his eye should be. So naturally, Olaf One Eye became his name, even though there's a character from the Elder Scrolls called Olaf One Eye. So it was kind of a no-brainer. But yeah, there you go. And he just broke off his base. There you go. Look, I'm constantly having to glue these little fuckers back together. I swear. God damn it. Have to deal with that later. What else have I got? I've got some Dreadnoughts. In fact, I've got a lot of Space Wolf Dreadnoughts, because Space Wolf Dreadnoughts are really awesome. Why are they really awesome, you say? Well, it's because they have giant axes. And they look like this. That is why Space Wolf Dreadnoughts are awesome. So yeah, I got a bunch of guys like this. Paint job probably needs clearing up a bit. I got a few loose bits of gold paint I can see there, but you know. This is a super battle hardened battle-worn one with like oil stains and bullet holes and shit all over him. I got some slightly cleaner looking ones in this. In fact, I've got Murderfang in there somewhere. What I don't have yet is Bjorn the Fell-Handed, who's like one of the special named Dreadnoughts that the Space Wolves get. I haven't built him yet. I need to. But are they flying Librarian Dreadnoughts? You know what? They're actually not. On that front, the Blood Angels have got us beat, I'm afraid. We do not have flying Dreadnoughts. That's, yeah. That's, kind of hilarious, yeah. Good old Blood Angels. I mean, if Blood Angels get flying Dreadnoughts, like, I hope the Space Wolves get something equally ridiculously cool. I mean, come on. Personally, it's a bit of a vain hope, but personally what I'm hoping is we'll get Leman Russ. Leman Russ himself will return like Guilliman to kick ass and beat the shit out of Magnus. And he will appear in the new Space Wolf Codex. That's what I'm hoping, but it probably won't happen. It's just, it would be amazing if it did, though. So, looks like something that should be in Niflheim. Yeah, probably. That's the general idea with Space Wolves. They're a bunch of Vikings in space. Vikings in space! Where the hell's Murderfang gone? There he is. Crazy feral motherfucker. There he is. Murderfang! This guy's nuts. This guy is basically a wolfen stuck in a dreadnought. In the lore, Murderfang, like, they only get him out when they really desperately need to. And the reason is because he's completely feral and he just goes nuts and destroys everything in sight, including friendly space wolves. And at the end of every battle, they essentially have to freeze him in a block of ice in order to be able to transport him back to the Fang. And lock him away in chains again. So he's a bit of a beast, though, on the table, though, Murderfang. He kicks ass. I haven't used him in a while, actually. I've been building this list, which is literally just completely composed of Dreadnoughts. And this guy is the centerpiece of it. Well, for now, until I build Bjorn the Fell-Handed anyway. Bjorn's going to be the centerpiece of it after that. He'll be the commander. So, but yeah. Murderfang, he's pretty cool. I like him. You're gonna die. What did you just wolfing say about me, you howling milksop? Oh, man. Leman Russ in TTS is the best Leman Russ. That's about all I've got to show for now when it comes to Space Wolves, I'm afraid, but yeah. They're pretty cool. Pretty cool. There's a squad of them that I painted fairly recently, actually. I'm wondering where the hell they've buggered off to. If you want to see the ones that I've done as a comparison, basically. But at the minute, I don't know where they've gone. I just basically have two massive boxes of just a big pile of Space Wolves at the minute. They're not put in orderly cases or anything like that. Like, they're not in battle foam or anything organized like that. They're basically just two trays full of Space Wolves. Big pile of them. Big unruly mob. Come on, where are you bastards? You're in here somewhere. Oh, there's Niall Stormcaller. He's alright, I guess. He's the badass Space Wolf Rune Priest librarian-y type guy who's got a massive robotic raven on his shoulder, because of course he does. This guy's pretty cool. I like him. He's got some pretty good psychic powers, actually, stuff as well. So this guy kind of kicks ass. If you can find enough points to spare in your army to fit him into it, he's kind of a dude. He's real nice. You can see his eyeballs are black because he's doing his crazy psychic shenanigans. Nice touch, but yeah. Njal, he's alright. He's not bad. That Raven is huge. Indeed it is. The Raven is not only huge and robotic and awesome by that notion alone, it also counts as a ranged weapon. I'm not even joking. It's actually a ranged weapon. It's one of his ranged weapons he can use on the tabletop. The Raven literally flies over and starts trying to peck the eyes out of his enemies. Effectively, I think it counts as it's stats-wise, it's about the same as like a bolt pistol that fires a whole bunch of times or something. It's pretty good. And I cannot find these guys. That's just very annoying. I painted up a new squad fairly recently, and now I can't find the little fuckers. I had a bit of a shortage of blood claws, because blood claws are really good in this edition of the game. I've got loads of grey hunters, but grey hunters aren't as good as blood claws at the minute. At least I don't think so. And then I realised that I don't have enough blood claws, so I started painting up a whole bunch of them. And now I cannot find them. They've fucked off. God damn it. Oh, no, there we go. There's one of them. Fuck's sake. There we go. There's this guy. I did this guy about a month ago. He's okay. I basically painted up to try and match the rest of the army, effectively. If I was going to do a new batch of them today, I'd probably use the same methods I used on the new Space Marines. I'd make him a bit more weathered and battle-worn. But yeah. This guy's the pack leader, so he's got a big-ass thunderhammer. And a cloak. And a plasma pistol. Old-school green plasma pistol as well, instead of the new modern blue ones. But yeah, he's not bad. Sounds like your blood claws have gone down the pub. Probably have, to be honest. I actually own Lucas the Trickster as well, who's like leader of all the blood claws. He's epic. Lucas the Trickster is fucking hilarious in the game's lore and fluff. He's really, really funny. And I bring him to virtually every battle I fight just because I think he's an epic character and he has some fun rules as well. But yeah, he's probably led them off to do something stupid, as per usual. Yeah, there's the pack leader. Oh, I wonder if I can find any of the others. Now I've located the box they're in. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Come on, lads, where are you all hiding? Tell me you've come over all shy all of a sudden. My God. What's going on? I've got Arjak Rockfist around here as well somewhere. Arjak Rockfist is epic. He's this dude in Terminator armor with a massive hammer called the Faux Hammer. And he is notable to me because I used him once in a battle, and I actually lost the battle he was in, but he was the last guy standing, and he was fighting pretty much an entire Tau army all by himself. And it took 2 whole turns for the Tau to finally kill him, even though it was him versus all of them. The dude was just like the Incredible Hulk, basically. He went just nuts and fucking massacred half the entire Tau army by himself. Dude is kind of a legend. But I can't find him either at the moment, actually, as well. It's kind of annoying. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. Where the hell have they gone? Because I can't find them. And I wish I could. Because it's nice to know where your fucking models are. There might actually be in a case somewhere. Now that I think about it, but I'm not sure. I may have packed them away in a case, which would be unusually sensible for me, to be fair.
You bastards. You've just disappeared. Alright, fuck it. Oh, well, here's one. Here's one, finally. Jesus Christ.
This guy's from the same squad. He's not the best one in the squad, actually. My favourite one's got this crazy Mohican. And I was trying to look for him just now, and I can't find it, but there you go. There's another one. So, yeah. He cool. So, yeah. Them's me Space Wolves. I've also got World Eaters, Iron Warriors, and a tiny, tiny force of Grey Knights around here somewhere as well. But I can't get them for you right now because they're packed away. So I'll have to show you them to you another time. Well, one thing I do actually have, though, is Khan the Betrayer. But he's not painted yet. He's on my to-do list. He's one of my projects that's kind of ongoing. I bought the Forge World version of Khan the Betrayer, and I mixed him with some of the plastic kit bits to make a more up-to-date 40k version of him instead of the Horus Heresy version, and that's what he looks like at the moment. I still have to paint him. The reason I haven't is mostly just because I don't play my World Eaters very often. So he's not very high at the priority list, but yeah, nevertheless. There he is. Ready to be painted at some point. So there's a little bonus guy. Anyway, so. Right. Excuse me, folks. Right, so.